taste for Srimad Bhagavatam. Um, with that, so that's today's topic. So I know some of you may be new and do not know about Srimad Bhagavatam, or you just know about Bhagavad Gita. So what I need a favor from you, I don't want to share the secret which is coming towards the mid. We will be talking about few stories. When I say stories, they are not mundane stories. They are not bookish story. They are actually true pastimes. And there is going to be a lesson from those teachings, and that is coming little later, which is specifically talking about mananam. How can we focus? So you will drive an ultimate benefit if you try to do a mindful thinking today, or living in the present, right? We call it as mindful, being mindful, right? That's one of the things which is happening today. So I request, I know you all have many commitments, many thought process, many things to solve, but we want to embark on this journey together. So I just need all of your favor to actually start this together. So this is Supreme Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. We were just reading, or we were just reciting, or we were singing about Narada Muni. He is one of the most important personality mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So with that, what I want to start is the most important part, which is the agenda. And I know we don't talk about agenda, but I just want to have a structured way of the class today, and we just want to understand where are we heading towards, so that we know what is the goal. So what you see, okay, sorry. The slide went up and down. So role of Srimad Bhagavatam in our life. So whenever we do anything, we always have what I'm going to gain out of it, right? So if I'm working, I'm going to gain the salary, right? If I'm doing any activity, there is always a thought process, what is the result going to come? So we want to understand what is the role of Srimad Bhagavatam in our life. It's not a literature which was spoken, say, 5,000 years ago, and then, oh, I don't know how to apply it in my life, right? So we are going to talk about role of Srimad Bhagavatam in our life, each of us. We are going to talk about two most important pastimes, and they are going to drive the whole conversation. And then when you go out of this class, I promise, you will have some understanding about Srimad Bhagavatam, and you will develop certain urgency to actually read Srimad Bhagavatam or hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's the whole idea. And you all will summarize what you all hear. So I'm not going to summarize. You will all share. So I'm going to ask you questions, and you're going to answer those questions. So there are two important aspects when we talk about Srimad Bhagavatam. So there is a person Bhagavat, and there is book Bhagavat. So we are talking about book Bhagavat, but that's where I was referring to. Here you see Srila Prabhupada. It is very difficult to apply something by reading when you don't see anyone already applying in the life. So when you have some role model, so we always see like that. I remember when I grew up, I never knew about spirituality so much. So we always had a role model. Oh, I want to be like him. I want to be like him. Why? Because he is doing certain activities which we aspire to do. Which we want to be like him, because he's doing something which I'm attracted towards, right? So you need a person who is, this is a mundane and very poor example, but it just connects us very well, right? You see a particular soap or particular deodorant being used by one of your favorite hero or heroine, you feel like, I want that. Why? Because he is using that, right? Now, this is mundane example. Srila Prabhupada actually walked the path of Srimad Bhagavatam, and he showcased how we can apply Srimad Bhagavatam in our life. So the difference between book Bhagavat and person Bhagavat is that person Bhagavat has walked on that trail of reading Srimad Bhagavatam and applying in his life. Just in few weeks, we are going to actually celebrate Lord Chaitanya's appearance day, Gaur Purnima. I don't want to distract the topic, but why it is so important for us, for all of us to actually know about Lord Chaitanya is that because he showed the example how to practice bhakti. And Prabhupada took the same mood of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda to actually showcase us how to live the life of Bhagavat. So he is a person Bhagavat. And that's where I was referring to. Same way Prabhupada's disciples, they are also the book Bhagavat. And we were fortunate that we got to hear from Maharaj, and I would highly recommend some of us who could not take the benefit of such opportunity, Please don't miss that opportunity. Whenever you get to hear from Srimad Person Bhagavat, please imbibe, please try to make sure you prioritize to attend those classes. That's what I just want to talk about. Now, when we talk about Srimad Bhagavatam, we want to know what Srimad Bhagavatam, we want to know an identity. For an example, you want to do anything which is important in your life, you want to see the credential. You want to see whatever do. Even if you buy a product from Amazon, you just don't click on it because it is cheaper. You see what people have to say because you don't want a rubbish product, right? You want to know about it. So you need to know the identity of what you're buying, right? So we also want to know the identity of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, how do we find that out? So Srimad Bhagavatam actually itself talks about its identity. What is the identity of Srimad Bhagavatam? Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam shuka mukhar amrita drava samyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhur aho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. We are missing our dearest Rasika Bhuvi Prabhu is mentioned here. So who can read the translation for me? Loudly.
O expert and thoughtful men, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desired tree of Vedic literatures. It emanated from the lips of Sri Sukadev Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian use was already relishable for all, including liberated souls.
Amazing. Thank you, Prabhu. How many of us like mango here? Or maybe put it in a different way. How many of us do not like mango here? Pretty much no one, right? How many of us miss the mango of India? Right? Sometimes when it comes, you want to pay the double price or triple time price, and then you want to buy that, right? So here it is talking about the ripened fruit. So mangoes are good. If someone gives you a raw mango, of course you can make pickle out of it. I'm not going in that direction. How many of us like ripened mango and how many of us like raw mango? We like ripened mangoes, right? We want the sweetest mango, right? Here it is said, it is a ripened fruit. Now, what is the challenge when you get the mango? So you get a ripened fruit, right? You get a ripened mango. You knew it that this is going to be the sweetest mango. What we don't like about mango? Anyone here? Maybe may not be putting it correctly. So what we don't like is, I don't want to peel it. I don't want to spend time. Half of the mango is just the seed, you know. I just want a full mango, right? We want a ripened mango and we don't want to have extra layers and all that stuff because it just takes time. I just want to really relish it, right? So Srimad Bhagavatam is a seedless mango. It's a ripened mango and it's a seedless mango. You do not have to peel it. You experience it. There is a beautiful pastime which happens in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Maybe sometime in future we will talk about glories of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Lord Chaitanya goes with his associates for Harinam Sankirtan, right? Like we all of us had. Now imagine if I tell you at the end of the class, you go home and cook. We are not offering prasad today. How many of us will be happy here? So thank you for the honest feedback there. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes for this Harinam Sankirtan and all the devotees are saying, Mahaprabhu, we are hungry. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu puts the hand in the soil. A mango tree, he puts the seed, a mango tree immediately comes out. And immediately from that tree, there are many, many ripened fruits. And not just the ripened fruits, they are seedless. And you don't have to peel it. And when you eat just one mango, all the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when they actually take that mango and when they eat, they feel so fulfilling. Right? So here Srimad Bhagavatam is like that ripened mango which is without the peel and which is without the seed. Why it is so sweet? Because it is touched by the lotus mouth of Srila Sukadev Goswami. Thank you. Who is Srila Sukadev Goswami? He is the son of Vyasadeva. Now this is a very important relationship. Vyasadeva is the one who actually wrote Srimad Bhagavatam. And who guided him to write Srimad Bhagavatam? Narada Muni. We read that. His son is Vyasadeva, or his son is Sukadev Goswami, and he is giving Srimad Bhagavatam to whom? Parikshit Maharaj, thank you. We are going to have a conversation here rather than me speaking just one way here. I like it sitting down so that it is more visible. Please forgive me just for the visibility purpose. This fool is sitting right here. So, Sukhadev Goswami, when he touched, so for an example, like I was trying to sing this beautiful bhajan, there are many beautiful melodies of this bhajan. And when you hear from someone who sings the best, you feel like, wow, this is ecstatic. Like for an example, you go for Sadhu Sangha, which is one of the festival, or you get to hear from person like Madhav Prabhu, His Grace Madhav Prabhu. When you hear the kirtan, you really relish it. Right? So here, who is speaking Srimad Bhagavatam? Sukhadev Goswami. He is the perfect person to speak Srimad Bhagavatam. So everyone in the world left everything. Forget about 401k, forget about her job, forget about appraisal, forget about her green card. Everybody just forget everything, sitting there to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And he is speaking. And this is the identity of Srimad Bhagavatam. For an example, why do you buy a particular product? Because you see a great person is advertising about that product. You feel, I want to buy this product because this person is talking about it. Like I was hearing Srila Prabhupada's class, and with YouTube, you have so many ads coming in between, right? So there is one guy is talking about a tablet, and his introduction, I'm the CTO of the company and I make my notes through this tablet. I make it online and I carry it. Now, what is the authenticity? If me and you go and speak about, man, who cares? Who are you? I don't care about you. But a person who's a CTO talking about a tablet, man, it must be something because he is a successful person. So here, when we talk about the credential of Sukhadev Goswami, thousands of people are sitting there to hear because he is the person I want to hear. We request all the devotees to come in front so that we have place at the back. Thank you, Prabhuji. So this is very important. We are trying to discuss something which Parikshit Maharaj heard in 7 days and went back to Godhead. Now for some of us, you guys just talk about Godhead. What does that mean? Okay, which the representation of name may be, oh, okay, this is a place where God resides or Krishna resides. Why do I go there? Right? There is one story which is going to come and I'll just talk about a little later, but I want to bring another topic about what is the applicability of Srimad Bhagavatam in our life. Hey, I work for 9 to 5, some of us 9 to 9, whatever it is. And I have to take care of my kids. I have to take care of my so many commitments. So what is the application? Can you give me a fast food formula? Can you give me just something which I just drink and then everything just happens like that? Right? So what is the applicability of Srimad Bhagavatam in our life? So what you see on the screen is an apple. What happens when you eat an apple? Of course, you keep the doctor away so that you don't have to pay the heavy insurance for sure. What is the other thing you get? You get nourishment. When you eat apple, you get nourishment. Srimad Bhagavatam, of course, I'm not saying Srimad Bhagavatam is an apple. I'm giving an analogy so that we understand, because we need examples to understand in our life what is the benefit for me. When you read Bhagavatam, when you hear Srimad Bhagavatam, it gives you nourishment. Nourishment means what? My eyes will be able to see better. Will I have big muscles? Well, there are two types of nourishment. One is the nourishment of the body, another one is the nourishment of the soul. We all work 10 to 10, 9 to 5, whatever zone, and then I don't want to comment on that part. To what? To nourish our body, to take care of our family. But and you all are here, which shows definitely that you want to basically nourish your soul as well. So this is most important aspect, that Srimad Bhagavatam nourishes the soul. Well, how do I see it? When I have to make the right decisions in my life, Paramatma within me guides me which route to go for. Like I was remembering, one of the person asked the question to His Holiness Prabhupada Maharaj. Maharaj, in daily life, we need to make so many decisions. How do I make a right choice? That's a very interesting aspect. You have 2 job offers and you have to choose one of them, right? You have multiple country option and then you want to choose which country do you want to go for, right? Any option. Sunday is there. It's a beautiful sunny day. Weather is perfect. Should I go to the temple? Should I go to a restaurant? Well, now Govindas is already there. I can just go after the class and then just eat. These guys just bore me talking for an hour and all that stuff. So it gives us nourishment. Sun. Very, very important part. Divyathirtha Prabhu beautifully mentions, right? What is the importance of sun in our life? It gives us light. It gives us light and heat, right? So, coming back to the previous point which I said, when you read Srimad Bhagavatam, when you hear Srimad Bhagavatam, it gives you a clear vision. You don't have to pay vision insurance here. Okay, you don't have to go to the for the specs and all that stuff. You don't have to go to the shop. So it gives you clear vision, not just of the eyes, but of the soul. You can make your right decisions in your life, which will help you to grow in bhakti. Third aspect. Now, both these things, if I die, all the nourishment is gone. If I die, even if there is sun, it is not going to help me. Srimad Bhagavatam is like a nectar. What does nectar does? Anyone? Go ahead. What is that? It nourishes you, quenches your thirst. Okay, but what is the difference between a water and nectar? Taste, okay. When we talk about nectar, it gives you immortality. How many of us want immortality? Right? Here, Devtas, I don't want to talk about that beautiful pastime, maybe some other time. Devtas and Danavas are fighting for what? The nectar, so that I become immortal. I don't have to die. Right? So Srimad Bhagavatam is like a nectar. Well, does it mean that I will not die? Yes. Because soul is anyhow eternal, but it gives you a spiritual body if you apply that in our life. And we will talk about that story. And for Mataji's, Prabhuji's, it may not be applicable to a certain extent that I want to look nice. We want to wear ornaments, right? And when we talk about wearing ornaments, it actually beautifies our body, it beautifies our soul when we read Srimad Bhagavatam. And when we when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is very important. Now one may say, this is a beautiful story from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada one time was in Jhansi and distributing easy journey to other planets. Now this is a fascinating topic, a fascinating title for the book. So a person who took the book, he said, wow, can I go to the other planet? And Prabhupada said, yes, wonderful. Can I come back again to material world and then, be with my family? Prabhupada said, well, why? It is like, I was just, and this is mundane example. Imagine you work for a company, you go for a trip and they give you 5-star hotel, accommodation. Food is taken care of, travel is taken care of. There is Rolls Royals coming and picking you up. And after 1 month, the trip is over. The next month you have a trip and they give you a motel on the roadside of highway. How many of us will be happy? It is like, and again, this is a mundane example. Here you are getting an opportunity to go to the planet. You want to have rasgulla, you don't have to pay for it. You just get the rasgulla right there. You don't have to pay for 401k because you don't die. You don't have to work. You don't have a boss. You don't have appraisal. You don't have to work from 9 to 5. You don't have an offshore call. You don't have to take care of your family. You definitely have to take care. But man, I don't have to hear from my wife. I don't have to hear from my husband. He just keeps cribbing about it. Or Mataji, she always complain about it. Everything is just perfect. No cold, no snow. At the same time, no hot. It's not super hot. It's just completely blissful. I was just hearing, when I was hearing his Grace Jai Satchinandan Prabhu's Kirtan, I was just remembering a beautiful pastime in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is talking about how is the autumn season in Vrindavan, in Golok Vrindavan. So in the autumn season, the night is just over and morning is about to rise. Everyone is so excited. I'm going to see Krishna now. Every bird has started singing at their best. The cuckoo is singing. The parrot is singing. The sun is rising to see Krishna. Everyone is so excited. When will I go there? When will I experience that joy that everything is only for the pleasure of Krishna? And I just have only one thing to do, to please Krishna, to serve Krishna. Right? So now we are jumping back to our stories. There is a beautiful story about the Atmadev. So Atmadev was actually a very, very rich Brahmana, which is very rare in today's world, that the Brahmana is rich, but this guy was extremely rich. But in spite of being rich, he had two issues in his life. For some of us, his wife will always complain about one or the other thing. Man, you don't give me the sari, you don't give me this, you don't buy me this, you don't give me good house and all that stuff. He was completely frustrated with that thing. The second frustration which he had in his life is that he was at the age of 50, but he didn't have son. So he was like, who is going to continue my dynasty? Well, the problems could be X, Y, Z. We know it better. Every one of us have different problems and we feel my problem is the biggest problem. How many of us feel that? Hey man, I am the only one who doesn't have a green card. I'm the one who is suffering. I'm the one who doesn't have a big bank balance. And the person who has a big bank balance, he has other problems. Now, when you ask him, who was sharing in our Srimad Bhagavatam, or Rohini Nandan Prabhu was talking about it. When you go to Facebook, people give a big smile. But that is like wearing a mask. If you smile behind a mask, nobody is going to see. And if you're smiling or if you're yelling at me, stop this nonsense, man. Can you just let me go for prashad? I can't see that, right? So this material world is like that. People are there to show us that they are the most happiest person. I mean, when you go to Facebook, and I'll be very honest, I stopped going to the Facebook and realized I'll just post it and get out. Because the moment you see it, you feel like, man, this guy is happy, that guy is happy, this is happy, this person is happy. Oh, look at them, he has a new car. Hey, you just bought a car 1 month back. Forget it, man. This guy has a new car. Oh, this guy is the best model. This person is wearing the best sari. Oh, they are enjoying in this place. They are enjoying in that place. Like, man, I am the only one who is miserable. Now imagine all the people are thinking the same. They are seeing your picture. Oh man, look at him. How he is enjoying life. That's the situation, right? So this person has two problems. He's thinking they are the biggest problem. And he decided that I want to go and do suicide. Man, this is too much. I just can't handle it. So he goes close to a lake, about to jump into the lake. At that time, there is one sadhu comes in. And he sits next to him and asks him, looks like, you have a problem. Well, if the sadhu comes to us, we have tons of problems. We'll talk about it. Can you give me $1 million so that I don't have to work? I don't have to face the boss and all that stuff. And the appraisal, they always give me needs expectation. And my colleague, he gives me exceed expectation. And this is appraisal time, so just bringing that. So the sadhu asked him, saying that, what is the problem you have? He said, good, you came because I was about to suicide. Now, because you are here, so this is my problem that I don't have a son. Can you do something for me? So the sadhu said, well, based on your charts, you're not going to have son for next 17 years. Oh, next 17 lifetimes. Now this guy is even miserable. How many of us will say, oh, you know what? Okay, you go there and you feel that, oh, I'm going to get it. You go and let's take an example of Black Friday. Man, let's take an example about, say, Apple laptop. $1. How many of us will be in the line? And you wait for the entire night that tomorrow morning I'll enter the store, and the moment you enter here, sorry, there was a price gap. It is not one, it is actually $1,500. So we forgot to put 5 in between. So it is just, that's the thing. So we put .00, but it was remove the dot, put 5 in between in spite of the dot, and it's 1,500. I wasted my whole day just waiting for these guys, right? So here he's thinking, oh man, 17 lifetimes I won't have son. Please do something for me. He said, okay, I'll give you a fruit. And again, this is mango fruit. You go and give it to your wife. And wife is what? First picture, right? On the left-hand side. Man, I just want to live my life. So when he came back and he told his wife, oh, here is the mango, and if you eat, we will have a child. Now, wife had something else in her mind. Man, if I'm going to eat this mango, I'll have child. I'll lose my body shape. And I have to take care of so many things, taking care of changing the diapers. Of course, those weren't applicable during that period of time. You have to take turns and sleeping. So she reached out to her sister. Hey, can you suggest something? Well, I have a solution for you. What is the solution? Okay, I'm anyhow expecting you take my child. You show to your husband that I have a child. You don't have to go through the misery or difficult time, and then you have a child. So this lady was extremely happy. Amazing. I got the answer. So she gave her a lot of money, and then she took the child. But what do I do with the mango? So she threw the mango in the cow shade. And cow took that mango. She ate that mango. Everyone is with me so far? Wonderful. Now this is where the crux is. Okay, so let's walk together in this journey. So now the cow ate the mango. Okay, so cow ate the mango. This is that sadhu. I'll skip this slide. And cow ate the mango, and 2 sons are born here, right? So one son is born by the cow. Interestingly, this person is like a human. He is a human, looks like a person, but his ears are like the cow. And everyone would make fun of him. And other person who was actually his sister's son, his name was Dandakari. And the person who had the cow-like ears, his name was Gokarna. Now, very interestingly, Gokarna was very, very pious. He would hear Srimad Bhagavatam, he would read scriptures, and he would assist the other persons. And Dandakari was exactly opposite. He will kill the people, he will do all nonsense, and his father was frustrated. Right? How many of us, and again, let me take my question back. I don't want to cover it in public. But when you see your kids growing up and, and they give you left and right and you think about, man, for you, I struggled for so many years. I've been working hard to save money for you, for your college and all that stuff. And this guy or this girl is giving me left and right, man. Why the hell did I do it, man? I wish I would have just stayed in Hawaii for enjoyable journey. Why the hell I wasted my money with this person, Anyway, parents don't think that way because we don't expect return. So his father was completely frustrated about all this stuff. Man, I was looking for a son and what had happened in my life. So he was frustrated. So Gokarna offered him saying that, Papa, you go to the forest and you practice devotional service. I'll take care of both of them. And father was very happy and he left. In the meantime, this person was looking for money. Who was the Dandakari? He was looking for money, so he was stealing, begging and all that stuff. So he started stealing from his mother's pocket. And then mother saw it and mother wasn't giving him the money. What did he do is he killed his mom. And not only he did that, he was so frustrated that he suicided himself as well. So he died as well. Now Gokarna is mad. I'm like, Krishna, what do I do? So what he did is he went to Gaya and did his Pindadan, thinking that now both my mother and my brother's soul will go to some good destination. Right? So he did that and came back home. While he's sitting, someone is knocking the door. And he opens the door. Guess who is? Who is there knocking the door? Anyone? What is that? Okay, good. Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, he already knows that story. So, it was Dandakari's ghost. Oh man, how come you are here? I just offered the Pindadan in Gaya. I thought you got some another body. He said, my brother, please save me. I'm in a miserable situation. Can you please help me get out of it? And now, like we spoke about, Gokarna was always thinking for others. How can I help you? How can I serve you? So here Gokarna approached. What he did, because he was so spiritually elevated, he stopped the sun. And Surya Dev came and said, what can I do for you? He said, I want to help my brother. He's not doing anything for himself. He's looking to save his brother. So Surya Dev said, there is only one way. He's saying, there is only one way you can save your brother, by reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you. And when he hears Srimad Bhagavatam, he will be liberated. He will get out of the ghostly body and he will... I'll come to that. I don't want to share the secret. So, he said, perfect. So he started studying Srimad Bhagavatam and he said to Dandakari, hey man, are you going to sit here and see here, or you're thinking about the prasad which is coming at 2 p.m.? He said, no, I'm going to sit and listen. So this guy is listening. He said, but how would I know that you are liberated? He said, I have a bamboo stick. Every day when you speak, one part of the stick will fell down on me, and you hear that, you understand that I'm going. And when I'm liberated, the whole bamboo stick will fall apart. So now, very interestingly, like all of us are sitting here, what happens to Dandakari? Many people of the village are sitting there. He ghost is being delivered by Srimad Bhagavatam. I want to be also delivered. I also want to join. And for again, coming back to what is the meaning of being delivered, we are not ghost here. Fortunately, Krishna provided us the gross body. Deliverance here is again going back to the world. You don't have to pay mortgage. You don't have to pay the rent. You don't have to pay your auto insurance. You can have the best car. You don't have to pay anything. Everything is free of cost. You don't have to ask your wife to cook for you. You don't have to learn cooking. Everything is just available with you, with your desire. So everybody is very patiently listening. And then at the seventh day, the bamboo stick fall apart. And everybody was ecstatic. Man, this guy is delivered. And everyone said, Haribol, this is great. But here, what is happening is Gokarna is thinking, this all is great. He is approaching Surya Dev. Hey, there are so many people hearing Srimad Bhagavatam here, but they are still sitting here. Even the speaker, myself, also sitting here. So this guy was delivered. What about? He didn't ask about himself. It's just I'm materialist, always think about myself. Hey, what happened to other guys? They were also listening Srimad Bhagavatam. Why they did not go to spiritual world? Why they were not delivered? Right? So this is happening. I already skipped. And here he went to spiritual world. Not only took the body, the booth pret or whatever was the ghost, not only got the body, but that person went to the spiritual world. Imagine, again, coming back to the one point, right? You go to a store and you pay $1, they give you $1,000 back. Oh man, what kind of cashback is? I heard about 5%, 2%, or maybe if you open a new credit card, you get $200. You are paying $1 and you're getting $1,000 back. And you go and call, hey guys, you put on WhatsApp in the chat, you go in the group, hey, this store, you go there, you put $1, they give you 1,000. Everybody is right there. So here, Gokarna showed that if you actually read Srimad Bhagavatam and hear Srimad Bhagavatam, you can go to the spiritual world. So now he is asking Surya Dev the question, man, what happened to them? They are still sitting. What happened to them? So now this is what Surya Dev has to say. I want some volunteers here. We will talk about Vakta and Shrota. Second one. Srimad Bhagavatam. Wonderful. Third and fourth point.
Suryadev said, a lot of people lend their ears equally, but they don't let their mind and they don't let their devotion.
Last one.
Listening is done by all. Shravanam is done by all, but Manam is not done by all. Mananam is not equal in every.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. This is a very, very important secret which is being revealed by Surya Dev. It does not depend on the speaker. It depends on the hearer, the person who is hearing, and how attentive he is hearing. That decides the journey. A lot of us have a question, I go to Haridwar and I take a bath in Ganga. Man, will all my sins be eradicated? I'll keep doing nonsense. I'll come back, go bath. That's okay. What is so now? Why I have to follow 4 regulative principles? Ganga is anyhow going to take. Mother Ganga is only going to take. So let me do all nonsense and take a bath. I'll live in Haridwar only. I'll work, anyhow work from home is there. I'll work there. So that's there. I don't have to worry about it, right? It purely depends on our consciousness. It purely depends on whether our faith is there in Srimad Bhagavatam or not. Right? This is very important. So it does not depend. And what is the difference is that here it says a lot of people lend their ears. Just doing a checkbox, yes sir, yes ma'am, it's not going to help us going back to spiritual world. What it needs is basically we apply that in our life. As Great Jugal Kishore Prabhu said a beautiful point, we here to apply. We here to change in our life. Take a call that I want to. When 2023 is already started, I'm waiting for 2024 now. How is it different from 2022? What is going to be different in 2024? We just don't want to rot like a animal. We want to understand what is the purpose of life, and we want to live a goal-oriented life. What is the goal of life? Not to have a big balance in 401k. I'll tell you a secret. I will tell you a real truth, because I just realized it by whatever Krishna's arrangement. When my wife left, she had her bank balance. Did she take it? No, zero balance from a cash perspective. She had an Apple laptop. Did she carry the Apple laptop? No, it's right here. She was working for her kids. Can she take care of her kids now? She can't take care of the kids. She left. We all will leave one day. Nobody is going to help us. We all have to drive our own plane. And how do we do that? By prioritizing in our life. What is the priority of my life? Not earning. Earning will come. Whatever is your quota, you will get it. Let me tell you the fact. This is the reality of life. If you are supposed to get $1 million, you will get it. I'm not asking you to become lethargic, but live a goal-oriented life. What is the purpose of life? What am I doing for my soul? Why am I sitting here spending my 1 hour? We all think, we being Indians, we talk about it, right? We always live a calculated life. What I'm going to gain out of it? If I'm going to put $1, will I get $100? You don't put $1, you don't put $1,000 in the bank account so that you will one day get $1. You want to put $1,000 so that I get at least double the amount. What are we doing in our life? With every minute, we are going one day closer to it. I was just thinking about this is a beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. With every sunrise and every sunset, either we are one day closer to death, or we are one day closer to eternity. Where am I going? I'm coming every Sunday, please. I'm attending Aarti. Am I doing it from my heart, or am I just doing it for the sake of doing? I'm dancing and I'm reciting verses like a parrot. I'm just thinking about myself. Please forgive me. I'm not telling about you, but I'm just sharing my heart. Every moment when I'm practicing devotional service, I'm supposed to ask myself, am I doing it from my heart? Again, I want you to go to YouTube. Maharaj answered a beautiful question about the heart. How do you do things not mechanically? It was a wonderful question asked by Mahipal Prabhu, and Maharaj beautifully explained about that. Right? So here Surya Dev is saying that someone has to lend the years. Right? So this is very important in the story of Gokarna. Everyone is with me so far?
Very good.
Wonderful. So we are moving to next story. Right? Here is the story of Avadadas Baba. This is the story of Avadadas Baba around 18th century. Real story is, I don't know, it's a very, what is that? Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Story is always gives an idea about mythology. I don't want to use the word story, but you understand it's a pastime. It's a real person who was living in Vrindavan. Now, this Baba was living in Vrindavan. Whole day, only job he had is to read Srimad Bhagavatam. Not only read Srimad Bhagavatam, but like we have Radha Gopijana Vallabha, he would consider Srimad Bhagavatam. He would offer prayers. He will actually do Aarti of Srimad Bhagavatam, because Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna. He would worship, he would offer bhoga to Srimad Bhagavatam. I actually met one devotee in Philadelphia, Ramcharan Prabhu, His Grace Ramcharan Prabhu. He didn't have deities at home. He had Srimad Bhagavatam, all Srimad Bhagavatam canto, and he would worship. He would do Aarti, Gaura Aarti, morning Aarti, everything to Srimad Bhagavatam. This person would do the same thing. This person would do the same thing, thinking about, I want to actually worship Srimad Bhagavatam. And whole day he would just do that thing only. He would sleep for a couple of hours, morning waking up, reading Srimad Bhagavatam. What happened in his life? There was one person who heard, and again, I'm picking pictures from Srila Prabhupada, but I'm just trying to represent the story, so please forgive me about that. So one person came to this Avadadas Baba. He said, I want to take initiation from you. So he said, okay, I want to take initiation from you. He would worship Srimad Bhagavatam. And then he said, okay, you stay here. And then some person told him what you do. Before he went for initiation, what someone told him is, you take his Mahaprasad of Avadadas Baba. Your life will be perfect. So this guy came to steal the Mahaprasad. the remnants of Avadadas Baba. So he came there. He sat next to him. And he told Avadadas Baba that, can you give some morsel from your food? So Avadadas Baba was in ecstasy. He was just thinking about beautiful pastings of Krishna. So he didn't respond. So this guy thought maybe he said yes. So he started putting his hand in his plate, started to put in his mouth. And Avadadas Baba holded his hand. Hey, hold on. So he was shocked. What does that mean? What Avadadas Baba did, he picked up prasad from his plate and put it in his mouth. And the moment this guy took that Mahaprasad, he fainted. Now when they say, oh man, I don't want to have that Mahaprasad, but let's talk about what is coming on our way. So this Baba fed him and this guy fainted. Whole day passed, evening, all the devotees came to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from Avadadas Baba. So they were hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from Avadadas Baba, and this guy was lying in the corner. And Avadadas Baba said, you start having kirtan. The moment they started kirtan, and this guy started dancing in the kirtan. And remember, this is just a person who never knew about all this, just coming for first time spiritually. He just understood, I want to fulfill my desire, and I can get these desires fulfilled by having Mahaprasad. So everything happened. One guy stood up. One Brahmana was there who was listening. He said to this guy, hey, what happened? When you fainted the entire day, what exactly happened? Can you tell me? We all want to find out the secret, right? That, hey, what happened to you? Like, how did you get a green card so fast? How did you ended up in Australia, London, Canada, whatever? How did you land up into this job? How did you get 300K salary? I also want to know the secret. But here, he's not looking for secret of how do I earn more money? Like, what happened, man? Can you tell me what happened? And this is what he says. He says, when I fainted, I immediately was transported to Krishna Loka. And there, Avada Baba is feeding Krishna, prasad in his mouth. And Krishna is feeding Avada Baba. And when I saw that, I was just completely, shock is not a right word, but I'm like completely gone. What is happening here? He is there sitting and Krishna is feeding him prasad. By what was he doing again? Who is going to tell me? What is the one service he did for entire life? Avada Baba. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Not quantitatively, but qualitatively. Prabhupada Maharaj beautifully mentioned about it. He said, Baba, I want to take initiation from you and I just want to sit here. So Avada Baba said, perfect. He sat there. He perfected his life and went back to Godhead. After some time, another guy came. The Bengali guy came in and he said, Baba, I want to take initiation from you and I want to stay with you. Avada Baba was very merciful. He said, yeah, you stay here. After a few days, this guy told Avada Baba that I want to, roam around, Italy. There is a beautiful festival going on. I'll go there. Oh, you know what? The airfares are so cheap now. I'll go there. I'll go to Switzerland. I'll go to London. Avada Baba said, you don't go anywhere. Just sit here. Why are you wasting your time? Better you sit everywhere. You are getting prasad. You are getting everything. Why you have to go out? See, I heard you so many years. Now I want to go, man. I have my independent life too. We have to be practical, right? How many of us say that statement? We have to be practical, man. Why these devotees talk about go back to God? I have to take care of my 9 to 5 job. My boss is going to give me a 50% salary hike, which never happens. So this guy, you start thinking about, what I'm going to gain out of it. So he said, okay, I'm going to go. So Avada Baba said, hey, stop being a monkey. Sorry for the poor animation and all this stuff. Hey, just stay here. But he decided to leave. He packed his bag, took a United Airlines flight, went to Switzerland. And nobody heard about him after. And then what happened is, after a few years, one monkey came in and hold the feet of Avada Baba. Avada Baba, when he saw, he is a Jai Shri Shri Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Bhagwan ki Jai, Shri Shri Nitai Patita Pavana Gaurari ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hey, you are the same guy. Baba, please, I made a mistake. Can you help me? We do that mistake, right? You land up into a job thinking that you're going to get 300K salary. You're working day and night, and after 1 month, you're fired. Right? Again, shouldn't happen to you, but I'm just sharing it happens, right? So Baba said, okay, now you made a mistake. Now you sit here and hear Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm going to follow it for sure. And this guy, this time, in spite of the monkey mentality, he heard Srimad Bhagavatam. After a few days, the Baba didn't see the monkey. So he was thinking, what happened? Again, he ran away or what? He wasn't thinking like that. It's just me. So he asked his disciple, can you search? So they went to the terrace and they found the monkey dead. Avada Baba said, he is a Vaishnava. Give him the same departure of Vaishnava gate. So they took them in a palaki across Vrindavan and put the body of this monkey in Mother Ganga, Yamuna. Right? They offered him that position. Right? All of us are with me so far? Now another most important part. This is the whole, we are sitting here to see the secret, right? Like in the movie you see, man, what is going to happen to the hero? Now this is the story. So Avada Baba had a weird dream. I won't call it as weird dream, but a strange dream. What did he saw or what did he see? Krishna is doing parikrama of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hey, I understood Krishna is not different from Srimad Bhagavatam, but Krishna is doing parikrama of Srimad Bhagavatam. So he had these realizations. Need a volunteer again. So Srimad Bhagavatam is not only Krishna's manifestation in words, but it is also a manifestation of love of Krishna. And for those of us who do not know what it means to actually get love of Krishna, please come every Sunday. Please attend every Srimad Bhagavatam, which happens at 8:15. You can sit on your couch and attend it on the Zoom. Or if you really want to progress 1,000 times, you are welcome to come and attend in the temple. It's just by attending, one develops a love of Krishna. And developing love of Krishna even, and I'll give you an example. Starting from Brahmaji, Lord Shiva, any devatas, any person you think about are aspiring to actually have just one drop of love for Krishna. And here, while reading or hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, you get love of Krishna. Second, someone loudly.
Prem is the destination for all of us as sadhaka. Not only for us, even for Krishna, it is the destination.
Wow, I was just mesmerized by this line. Now, again, we are not talking about mundane prema. I don't want to get into that topic. I'm not qualified to speak on that. But here, Krishna is aspiring for that. Not only for us, even for Krishna, it's a destination. And that is why Lord Chaitanya appeared. He wanted to experience that prema which Srimati Radharani and other Vrindavan Asis are experiencing. Hey, why do they like me so much? I also want to know. That's just to experience that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming in this world. So don't miss an opportunity in Gaur Purnima. Just stay tuned. Third one.
Krishna is doing parikrama of Srimad Bhagavatam to show the world this is the most perfect way of connecting with me.
Wonderful. Perfect way is to not get 500K salary a month. Perfection of life is to reading Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and applying that in our life. Right? That is actually the perfection of Srimad Bhagavatam. Go ahead.
That was so fortunate to have access to same Srimad Bhagavatam that has examined souls got benefited by.
Beautiful. Thank you, Prabhu. You take any example, you heard any story, any pastime from your childhood. Take an example of Narada Muni, take an example of Dhruva, take an example about Prahlad Maharaj, take an example about Narsinghadev, take an example about Vyasadev, how he wrote. Everything is coming from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are getting glimpses here and there. Now we have Srimad Bhagavatam and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. For all of us sitting here, we don't have ability to read our mother language. We want to read in English. Srila Prabhupada did that hard work to translate the whole Srimad Bhagavatam in English for us to sit on the couch and just read it. Or you have audio books nowadays where you can hear while cooking, you can do while driving and all those things. So that I know some people have that understanding, oh, how would I read when I'm driving? You can hear audio book and you can relish Srimad Bhagavatam and perfect your life. Right? Second one. We consider it on a superficial level, man. Okay, I'm supposed to attend Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm supposed to speak Srimad Bhagavatam. It takes one to know one. When we go through difficulty in our life, we realize how important it is for me to practice spiritual life. I don't want to quote the name. I was talking to one devotee, Mataji, and then her son left. She wasn't coming to temple or whatever it is. And then she said, can you suggest something? I'm like, yeah, you come to Srimad Bhagavatam and you come to the temple. No, I will do whatever I do. I'll keep crying at my home. I'll keep complaining about my problems of my life, but I don't want to solve the problem. Right? One time, I forgot, but someone told me about this, that, yeah, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, yesterday Prabhuji was sharing that one Maharaj, I have a lot of pain in the stomach. Did you go to the doctor? Maharaj just asked her like that. Sometimes we lack to realize the basic ABCs of our life, that when I have difficulty, whom do I approach? Do I go to a bar? Do I go and call my boss, or do I call my friend who is just saying, hey, let's go to movie? Just forget it, man. You will be all right. Just drink a whiskey, just drink a bottle of wine. You will be all right. If that is the shelter we are taking, welcome to hell. I'm sorry to say that. Now, for those of us who do not understand or who wants to know what is the destination of people who do not follow spirituality or who do not want to practice, and again, our philosophy is not of creating a fear. That's not our Vaishnava philosophy. Take Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 5. It talks about different type of hells. So most of us sitting here thinking that, oh, hell is only one, heaven or hell. Well, no, sir. Like, if you want a best weather, you go to Australia. You want the best nature, you go to New Zealand. So there are different places. So you want to suffer best, there are varieties of best sufferings available in the hell. So again, I'm not talking about you, but basically understanding where I'm landing in, right? So it is very important for us to understand. The way we seriously take deity worship and chanting, we should take Srimad Bhagavatam with the same intensity. When we take it, like when you get a wonderful chappan bhog in front of you, hey, do you want to think about your boss? Do you want to think of, oh, let me see how much balance I have in bank account? Man, forget it. Let me have chappan bhog. It's a prasad offered to Krishna. I want to have it. You don't want to talk about that. But when we have chanting, I want to do everything other than chanting. Which means this is a barometer. Where am I going in 2023, 2024? Do I have desire to chant? Or do I have desire? Do I attend Sunday feast to eat prasad? Or do I attend Sunday feast to hear and purify my existence? Well, prasadam is going to be there. I'm not saying that you won't get it. But what is my intention? This is all. There is a beautiful class which is called as Power of Intentions. Just hear that. Right? So with that summary, who is going to... So now Shrotas will share. I'm not going to speak anything. Shrotas are who are here. You're going to share what is the takeaway for you. And I'm not recording anything, so I won't come and ask you, oh, you promised this is what you're going to do. What is the takeaway for all of us? So for me, the takeaway is that I want to take Srimad Bhagavatam really, really sincerely. I want to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, and when I hear, I want to remind, hey, rascal, sit here and listen. This is not different from Krishna. This is my takeaway. Anyone else here? Go ahead, Prabhu. You want to share? Anyone?
Bhagavatam is there in home, but I never touched it. I should, always my thoughts are like, one day I'm going to read. One day, that day is not coming.
Same thing, Prabhu.
But with your class, I got that intensity to start today.
Wonderful. Thank you, Prabhu. Hari Bol. Anything else? Go ahead, Marji. Amazing. Thank you, Mataji. So Mataji beautifully shared that qualitatively reading Srimad Bhagavatam and at the same time reading Srimad Bhagavatam or hearing Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of devotees. Anyone else? The last comment. I know it's 2:11. Go ahead. Question Jam Kishore Prabhu is there and Yogal Kishore. Go ahead.
And one of the things we are the ones who make the decision is to So if I'm going to make a decision and I'm reading scriptures in order to better understand the life experience, how to make a decision or which decision is the right decision to make, how can I read the scriptures without putting my own interpretation? Even if there's a purport, there's always that. Like, oh, maybe this is what you're looking at. How can I read it and take guidance from it without putting my own interpretation, without misinterpreting it?
Very, very nice question here. When we make decisions, how do we make sure it's, God Gopal Prabhu says a beautiful point, whether it is Ram or whether it is Kam, whether it is the voice of the mind or whether it is the voice of the super soul. Actually, Maharaj covered it maybe in some other class. He said a beautiful point. Whenever you are in difficulty or whenever you have decisions to make, you pick up any verse randomly from Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada will speak to you. That's one thing. Second thing he shared is you should have someone in your life who is a mentor to guide you what decisions to make. And he is not responsible because sometimes it happens, hey, I told you, I asked you, you asked me and I'm suffering now. He said a beautiful point, which is very amazing point. Sorry, this is 2:13. I'll take another 5 minutes. I'm sorry for it. He said, when someone is guiding you, you are responsible for your own decision because we are responsible at the end of the day. Someone is guiding you, you take that guidance and apply it in your life. That is how it worked in my life. Any decision we make, it's always better to double check with our Shiksha Guru if we don't have access to our spiritual Diksha Guru. Makes sense? Wonderful. So I will skip this slide. Now, here is a proposal I have. So I spoke to Hari Chakra Prabhu, or His Grace Hari Chakra Prabhu. The whole Srimad Bhagavatam is $275, which is probably 10% of your rent or 10% of your mortgage, 5% of your salary, and your expenditure on Uber Eats and all that stuff, maybe 15%. So it's just 10-15%. So here is an offer I have. For first 3 candidates, whoever wants to weigh, I'm putting $100 from my pocket. The only favor which I need is pray for me that I develop the taste for Srimad Bhagavatam. So you are getting at 175, and this is not just one book. So Srimad Bhagavatam consists of 12 cantos. How many total books? 18 books with beautiful pictures showcasing that example. So any of us here, first 3, I'm putting $100 from my pocket. You are just paying 175. 175 divided by 30 is how many dollars per day? Anyone? Any math? $6 per day. You're spending just $6 per day. How many of us wants to take Srimad Bhagavatam? First 3 are getting $100 from my pocket. And again, I'm not hiding anything. The true cost is $275. I am honestly putting $100 from my pocket. So this is not marketing call. Please forgive me. I'm not a poor. Madhaji, you have Srimad Bhagavatam. He is raising the hand. I just want to make sure. What is he has to read? Okay. First 3 persons. Sorry, anyone? He wants to have Madhaji. I want your permission. Wonderful. Hari bol to Madhaji and roll. So one said, Hari Chakra will take care. Madhaji, $100 are coming from my pocket for sure. Who else? 2 more people. and I'll let you go for prasad. You decide. You want to go back to Godhead, or you want to work 9 to 5 for rest of your life, and then have a boss for rest of your life and plan again going to the kindergarten in your next life and start reading A for apple. Or you want to go back to Godhead so that you don't have to understand ABC, you don't have to go to geometry classes, you don't have to go for other classes. Anyone? 2 more people. Wonderful. Thank you, Mataji. So second set. You're sure, Mataji? Thank you. So third set. Anyone else? I'll put extra 100. Okay, thank you, Madhuri. So we have 4 sets. I'll just make sure you get those sets just after the prasadam, or maybe just before the prasadam right here. I'll arrange those sets for you. However way you want to pay rest of the money, I'll take care of my contribution on that. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Purana ki jai, Samaveda Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Go ahead, Mark.
Comment. So, on this compassion, and it is we want to distribute Bhagavatam, but I'm pretty sure there are more devotees who do not have Srimad Bhagavatam set here. So may I ask, who doesn't have a Srimad Bhagavatam set? Who does not have a Srimad Bhagavatam set 18 volumes in their house?